Hi everyone, welcome to Tangle Time Arts. I'm Nana, and today we are going to be taking a look at Advent Tangles days 11 and 12. I don't know where the time has gone. Day 11 features Plumeria, and day 12 features Natti. So we've got two very different tangles to look at today, and I'm using very basic supplies. I was searching around for some white tiles last night and I found I had one white Zendala, and so I'm going to use that today. It's about 4.5 inches across. And if you don't have one of these, you can either use your sketchbook or computer paper, or if you have an Apprentice tile, that would work as well. And that's also about 4.5 inches across. I also have a black pen. I'm using an Apprentice pen, but if you have a black micron or felt liner, any black pen, a number 2 pencil, a tortillon. If you don't have one of those, you can use a cotton swab. And I also do have a compass. If you don't have a compass, you can just use something round to draw around. All right, we're going to get started here. And I'm going to start with my compass. I have it set at about 2 inches right now, just about. And I am going to draw a circle within the Zendala, and you just kind of approximate the center. And before you draw your circle, kind of make sure that it's all going to fit on there. And if it looks good, then I'm just going to draw that in. It's very light. I'll go over that again so that you can see it. Okay. And then I want to have another circle roughly about the width of my fingertip there. So maybe right about there. And I'm going to draw that in. And for me, that setting was about 1.25 inches, maybe. And once we have that in place, we're going to do another circle in the center. And for that, I'm just going to use something round, kind of set it in the center. And I'm going to take a pencil and just draw around it. So in case you don't have a compass, this is something that you can do to make your circles. All right. That was a little off, but that's okay. Put that aside. And now we're going to take our black pen, and we're going to start with Plumeria in the center. This flower is typically 5 petals in the wild. And as you can see, this tangle also has 5 petals, but you can get anywhere from 4 to 6 or 7 petal variations. I'm going to stick with the 5 petals, and this tangle is deceptively simple looking. We're making these U shapes around. I use a rough circle to kind of help me center the whole thing. And then also to help me along, since we're making 5 petals, I kind of like to mark almost like a 5-pointed star. I like to mark these sections like that. And I'm using a little more pressure than I normally would so that you can see them on the film. Now we're going to take our pen and make those U shapes. So we're going to do 5 of them. Move my compass out of the way. And our aim is here, but we're going to make U shapes all the way around within each of these 5 sections. All right, so let's give it a try. About 1/3 of the way down between this dot and this dot, we're going to start, and we're going to aim for the top here. and come back around with our U shape. And then I'm going to rotate, and I'm going to do the same thing all the way around. I'm just making U shapes, really. And then we have our last one, which we need to fit in like that. And that way you have 5 petals that are pretty much the same size and shape. And then for details, we're just going to add a line on the inside. And once you've practiced this tangle for a while, you won't need these guidelines. I just put those in there so that you could visualize it easier. There. And that's our Plumeria. These would look nice with a bunch of clusters, but we're going to leave that for now. And we're going to start with our next tangle, which is the day 12, the Natti. And that one comes from Sweden. So let's look at the step out for that. This one is a little more complicated, and I really had to practice this one a lot. I am going to vary from the step outs in that I tend to start with step 2 and then add in step 1. And I'm also going to keep it consistent with the 4 wavy lines instead of alternating the 4 and the 2. All right, so let's get started. You can start anywhere you want to within your 2 circles that we drew. And we're just going to start with the wavy lines. Kind of picture another line running down the center of here. And so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to rotate a little, and then I'm going to draw the seed shape. And then I go and do the next 4 lines. 2, 3, 4. And then I go back and add in those lines. They're kind of like parentheses. And we're just going to work our way around the circles. Don't forget to rotate your tile so that you're more comfortable. Sometimes I'm so focused that I forget to rotate. And if it's easiest for you to follow the step out directly, please do. I don't know what it was with this tangle, but this is the easiest way that I could learn to do it. And Natti is a woven tangle, um, but you can use it if you use straight columns, you could use it as a border. Well, we are using it as a border or as a ribbon. And if you're looking for variations of this pattern, if you visit tanglepatterns.com, they have a nice page for this tangle. And by the way, I'm using the Advent Tangles calendar from MZ Creates. The information's in the description, and you can ask them for a free download and print that out so you can have that as a handy reference. I've really enjoyed working my way through these different tangles. Most of them are new for me. And I love that so many different countries are represented. And we're getting close to where we started, so I kind of have to watch my space. I try to get this last seed shape in, and yay, we did it. Now I'm going to go back through. It doesn't matter where you start, but I'm going to connect these. And I'm just going to work on the outside first, then I'll go back and work on the inside. And I kind of like to do this all in a row. And I add a little extra here just to give the illusion that it's going behind. And as you can see, we're starting to get this really nice woven look. It's a cool tangle, but I did really need to practice with it. And then we're back where we started. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the inside. Just connecting those up. And we're back where we started. I actually would like to, so in the step out, she inks in the seed shape totally, but I like to, with this one, go in and add an orb to each seed shape. And this is optional. If you'd prefer to start inking in the seed shape, you can go right ahead. But I feel like I would like to add an orb today. All right, now we can ink in. And I'm just slowly working my way around. And I'm really looking forward to shading this one because the shading really adds a dimension to it. All right, we made it all the way around. I'm going to put the cap on my pen for now and pick up my pencil, and I'm going to start with the shading of the Natti, and I think I am going to, let's see. So under each of these, I'm going to add a little shading on both sides. So I'm going to do that all the way around first. All right, and then I'm going to also add some shading right down the center there. Working all the way around. Now, there's different ways you can do this. You can add shading to the ends of these here. And that's typically how you would do it. But I think I am actually going to add the shading all the way around on the outside instead. Oops, just kind of going off the screen a little bit, sorry. And I'm really not adding a lot of graphite, just a thin layer of it. And I'm going to do the same on the outside as well. Just a thin layer of graphite. A reminder to always start lighter with your graphite. You could, because you can always add more later. You can always add more. Not so easy to take it away, but you can always add more. All right. And then I'm going to go back to the Plumeria, and I'm going to add a little graphite where the petal goes under the next petal. And then because I have these guidelines here and I don't want to erase, I'm just going to add some graphite to the outside so that we can blend that away. If instead you'd like to add some leaves, you can go back in with a pen and do that. But I think I'm going to add another tangle in a couple moments here. All right, once we have our graphite on there, we're going to take our tortillon or our cotton swab or our finger, and we're going to start blending. I'm going to work from the inside out. So I'm going to go along each petal and blend that out. Now my tortillon is getting a lot of graphite on the tip, so that's going to add to what I have on the paper. And then I'm going to kind of switch to blending out around the outside here. And then we're going to keep working our way out. So I'm going to go to this area here on the outside. And I'm not blending this too far in. I'm keeping it pretty close to my pattern. All right, we've made it all the way around. Now I'm going to do these areas. And when I'm working with a Zendala, I pretty much tend to just work all the way in the circle. I don't skip around like sometimes when I'm working with a rectangular tile. Oops, I forgot to add some graphite here, but I think there's enough on my tortillon. Yep, to just take care of that. And that's the awesome thing about working with the tortillon. You'll notice that when it's loaded like this one, even if you don't have graphite in an area, you can just add it with your tortillon. All right, we made it all the way around, and now we're going to do the center area here. And as you can see, once we blend that out, now it's really starting to give it some depth. It's really, really cool. I think that's it. We're all the way around. And then I am going to lastly blend the outside. Again, I'm keeping it pretty close to the tangle for this one. I'm not blending all the way to the edge. I'm just keeping it very close. And really take your time with blending. It's actually my favorite part. If I'm not filming, I'll often spend hours shading and blending. It's very therapeutic, at least for me. All right. I think I'm just kind of rotating it to make sure that I didn't miss an area. Maybe I want to blend that out a little more. All right, that looks really cool. Now I'm going to add a little sparkle to it. And this is optional. If you're not adding a little sparkle, you might want to add a little graphite to the center here. But I'm going to I'm using gel pens again. But you could do this with colored pencils or with markers to add color. It's the holiday time, so I tend to use sparkly things. And I've got a yellow or a gold one. When I looked at pictures of Plumeria online, they all seem to have like this brilliant, well, almost all of them seem to have like a brilliant yellow center. So I'm just adding that with a glittery gold gel pen. You could go up higher if you'd like, but I think I'm going to leave that as like that. And instead of coloring the entire petal in, I'm just taking a different color gel pen. I'm just adding a little accent here to this area, just for interest. Plumeria come in different colors, including white and pink. So I'm just adding a little pop of color. I'm working my way around. You don't have gel pens, don't worry. You can use markers, colored pencils, watercolors, whatever you have. Or it doesn't actually need any color. Got that colored in. And then I think I'm also going to add color to the orbs. And I'm undecided as to whether to go with the pink or the gold, but I think I'm going to go with the gold. And so I'm just going to add color to each one of those. I'll work my way around. You could even pick a third color like a blue or a green, whatever your heart desires. There we have that. And then in this area here, because it's a little plain, I like it, but I just feel like I would like to add something to it. So with my gold gel pen, I'm going to add the tangle from, I think it was day 8. And it was Motia by MZ Creates. And that was just it's a cute little flower tangle that's like 4 teardrop shapes, a dot, and then you do a line and a dot, a line and a dot, line and a dot, and a line and a dot. And I'm just going to add those randomly around the piece. And this is optional. But I think it looks really cute. Isn't that cute? And you might choose to use silver or green or blue. I can fit one more in here. A little sparkle there. All right. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, it's adorable. I really enjoy it. Sparkly, sweet. So we have Plumeria, Natti, and Motia. Now I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to add my initials somewhere. Where can I fit them in? Sometimes it helps to rotate your tile while you're appreciating it. Really give yourself a pat on the back. This is so cute. I think I'm just going to put my initials in here. I'm just going to fit it into the Natti. I kind of like to tuck it in so that you kind of have to look for it a little bit, but that's just me. And then I'm going to turn it over. Make sure your piece is dry, especially if you're working with the gel pens. I turn it over and I like to put my name on there and then the date and the occasion. This is Advent Tangles 2023, and we're doing days 11 and 12. And the tangles that we had are, we've got, let's see. All right, we've got Plumeria, by Dolly Bolen. And then we have Natti by Anita Westin. And Motia. And that is from the founder of MZ Creates. And again, please check out their website and download the Advent Tangles calendar because it's really cute. And then you can have all these step outs at your disposal there. Okay, I'm gonna flip that back over and take another look. Oh, that's so cute. I really like it. I hope you enjoyed this demo as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Nana helping you discover your inner artist. And if this was helpful to you, I hope you'll subscribe. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye.